Hey guys, the most targeted citizen here. Let's talk about something. This hit me earlier today, and it seems like complete common sense. But from the problems I'm dealing with here, when it comes to young men, in a video I saw today on YouTube, and what all's going on in the world today. If you haven't heard, we had another shooting involving a transsexual. Did you hear about that? It was like 2 months ago, Steven Crowder came out and he had the transcripts from the shooting where that gender confused girl went out into a Christian school. We learned, I knew it as soon as it happened, it was a transsexual. One of those they, thems that don't know, that's confused. A mentally ill person. Well, there was another mentally ill person that is confused about what's going on in their body that went up and shot up another school the other day. Now, what brought me to want to make a video is I watched a video this morning on YouTube, because I watch a lot of police videos, and I mean, you can look at my TV and it's nothing but, majority of it's corrupt cops, but then there's this other channel and they just show body camera. On this video is a dad beside his mobile home. He calls in, he said, "Hey man, my ex-wife has got a girlfriend who is transitioning to be a man. And this girlfriend who's transitioning to be a man threatened to burn his house down with his children in it." He makes a report. He said, "Listen, you go over there." Now these people, they're guilty, not quite as guilty as the person with the mental illness, but guilty for bowing down to it and calling a she a he, because you won't hear that from me. And the guy tells the cop, "Well, you better be careful because you're going to get yourself a fight." And the cop's like, "What?" "He will fight you when you get over there." And that cop's like, "Oh, well, I hope so. I like to fight." Weird for a cop to say that. So the cop gets over to the house, and I don't know if I'll be able to share the link. I mean, maybe I'll find it. Maybe I can find it today. Anyway, cop goes over there, beats on the doors. He's got backup, beating on the doors, just wanting to warn the person, "Hey, don't go back over there. We can get you for a..." And the cop read the Texas. It was literally, "I'm going to burn your house down." That's a terroristic threat. And the cops, of course, they won't do anything about something like that. Unless you're somebody like me, then they want to run in and take over. But the cops are beating on the house, and the she would never come to the door. So they got ready to leave, and the cop's like, "Listen, we're going to go get papers on you right now if you don't listen to what we say." So this person decides to come outside this she. Now, when you look at this person, of course, morbidly obese, strapped, got her breast strapped down, got a mustache, you could tell, on hormones. And this person comes out and is like, "Get the F out, get the F out," chases the cop to his car, gets in his face, is chest bumping with the cop until the cop got tired of chest bumping and started pushing back. Well, they get in an all-out brawl in the street. It was so bad that the cop had to call backup, and 3 cops come in and finally got her on the ground. Now, when you look at a person like that, and there wasn't a thought in this woman's mind that she was going to lose that fight. If you looked at the rage in her eyes, you would swear that that was a man acting like that. Now, I'm going to say some things that may sound controversial, because I always do. But let me tell you this. Go for the perspective of a person that's never done a certain drug. So when you first do that drug, let's just throw it out there, because I've had much experience. I've done just about every drug on the planet, and I don't have an addictive personality, so I don't get addicted to drugs. I'm sober, clean and sober for a very, very, very long time. But let's just say the first time you do a hard drug, well, it hits you like a ton of bricks. So it takes a long time to build up your immunity to that drug where you can do it, enjoy yourself without losing your ever-loving mind. Now, let's go back to the beginning of this talk. And I'm going to explain to you what's happening. When men are born, we have testosterone and we're born with it. But when our hormones start pumping up, when we start to hit puberty, that hormone levels get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the whole time, as young men, we're fighting with our feelings, we're fighting with our emotions, we're fighting with the blood that's pulsing through our veins to either explode or not explode. And every day is a choice. Every day is a learning experience in behavior. So by the time we're men, because man, I got in fights all the time when I was in middle school and high school. My people wanted to see me fight, so they would start fights for me to come finish up because they just want to see me fight. So every day we'd be in the old school's empty ball field, just fight me, and then people were lined up for them to fight me. Now I wasn't a badass or anything, but once you start to fight, you start to get good at it, and I guess you win the fights. So with testosterone, we're born with it. But we grow up, and in the middle school years, it's pulsing through our veins. We're either horny or we want to fight, and then you keep growing up, and you keep learning more and more how to use that drug, testosterone, that's in your body. Now you get 20 to 25. I'd either go out to the bars, and I was either playing with the girls or I was fighting with the boys. One of the two, but both of those events were because of my testosterone. It's because the blood pulsing through my veins. So it's just like a drug, because it actually is a drug. Testosterone is a drug. Look it up. It's a drug. So you get used to it. And eventually when you get as old as I am, you learn how to control your emotions. You hope you learn how to control your emotions, but really control how your body responds to all those emotions, the overwhelming testosterone when it's really pulsing, and then you add that with adrenaline, and you got crystal meth on nitro. I mean, it's just through the roof. So men learn from wee little to old like me what this drug that's pulsing through our bodies, how it has made us, how it has formed us as people. Because Jordan Peterson had a great saying. He said, a man should be a monster who knows how to control it. You should be able to fight and kill, not only kill, but die for the ones you love. So what are we doing in America? As men, I've grown up and I've had to learn how to control the drugs, the testosterone, pumping through my body. So in America, we think it's right to take a mentally ill person, instead of giving them the counseling, the love and the care, and the word no, instead of doing all the things to be a responsible society, saying it doesn't matter how you dress, it doesn't matter how you act, it doesn't matter how you talk or what you name yourself, you're always going to be the person you were born to be. Now all these people say, well, you could be intersexed. Well, what's that? Less than 0.5% of us is intersexed. Let's not talk about the things that don't matter. It's like when people talk about the abortion debate. Well, what about rape and incest? Well, that's less than 1% on rape and incest. Let's stick to the figures that matter, because in America today, the problem is we're too worried about the people at the bottom, the smallest majority of people, the smallest minority of people. We're worried about them, but the rest of us, oh, the heck with you. You have to bow to my feelings. So in America, we're taking mentally ill people who need intensive counseling, if not putting inside of a facility and counseling them and letting them learn how to become comfortable in the body they're in, because a lot of it's mental illness, and it comes with the drugs already pulsing through our veins naturally. See, 50 years ago, when you want to, I want to be an Indian. It doesn't mean I'm going to go dye my skin and start talking a different language. It means I put feathers on my head and I dance around the house and I'm going to go chase cowboys. We can't can't do that in real life. We can't pretend for real. Pretend for real, still pretend. So in America, we're taking mentally ill people and we're injecting them with the drug named testosterone. They've never grown up with it. They've never experienced the first erection when you're 7 or 8 years old. We don't tell them the experiences when we're 11 or 12 fighting with mom and dad. We don't tell them the experiences when you get your first girlfriend or when you start to grow up and you go to the bar and somebody wants to fight. You've got 48 years of experience with this drug called testosterone, and I'm not a raving lunatic. But we're going to take a person that's already mentally ill and ingest them. We're going to shove this drug known as testosterone on them and expect them to be perfectly normal. What? You can't do that and expect anything good to come from it. Why are we doing this insanity? It is literally like having a murderer beside you and handing them more loaded weapons and saying, don't hurt anybody, okay? That's where we're at in this society. We are arming the most dangerous amongst us. Oh, you had a felony 20 years ago for selling a plant? You can't have a firearm. Mentally ill person? Here you go. This isn't a gun control debate that I'm having with you. This is a debate about we're destroying our citizens. All over compassion. It is not compassion to put a lethal dose of testosterone in somebody. What do you mean by lethal dose? Lethal dose is we're making a person who is already mentally ill more dangerous. 48 years to get as cool and calm, and I still blow up and lose my crap every once in a while. 48 years I've had to perfect the use of this chemical in my body known as testosterone mixed with adrenaline. 48 years I've practiced and I still lose my crap. But here, we're going to inject it into a mentally ill person that is absolutely either confused or more than likely has been sexually assaulted sometime in their life. So we're going to take the most at risk amongst us and inject a drug that is going to have nothing but horrible side effects. Can you say dumb? Can you say tools of the devil himself? Can you say butchering our youth? Cutting the breasts off teenage girls? Castrating our young men? Sterilizing generations? And who's behind it all? China. They're putting atrazine in the water. The Chinese are putting atrazine in our water to do what? To feminize our entire country. So even if we're armed at home, we'll be weak. Too weak, scared, and feeble to defend ourselves. It used to be 1 in 1,000 that was homosexual. Now they say it's 1 in 8. We are at war with the people that's making our food, the people that's giving us our water, and the government for spilling that trash on us from the heavens. They are feminizing the entire country. What did Alex Jones say 25 years ago? They're turning the frogs gay. Guess what? They're turning everyone gay. I'm the most targeted citizen. God bless. Pray for our nation. We are fallen. God is not going to save America. The Bible says that God will put the destruction of Babylon in the minds of the scarlet beast. That would be the red dragon of China. It says in the Bible, it describes China's 200 million man army. It describes the kings of the north One army has blue and gold uniforms. Russia says they will destroy us in 1 hour. It says the 10-horned beast gives the power to the dragon. Who's the 10-horned beast? That's the 10 BRICS nations. The 10 BRICS nations give all their power to the red dragon of China to destroy us and to destroy Israel. The world is going to turn on America and Israel, as we see happening already. Pray for our nation. Pray for the people that have turned their lives to Christ, because that's the only way you're going to get out on the other side. God bless.